Off the Record with Pat James.
Radio Nova.
Right, we're joined by, I always want to say this, good evening, Pilgrims.
Good evening.
Okay, that's my John Wayne impression gone.
Yeah.
I'll get on the horse and drink my beer. Welcome. We've had a lot of fun so far with the sound check, so we're not going to let you play live yet. The new album is out. It's called Dark Shadows and Rust. Let's play a track from that and then we'll chat. Sex in a cheap hotel.
But the hotel was cheap, then.
Nobody's saying, "Oh, gone very quiet now."
You have to get all the little bits in. I want to play that for David, who has taken the night off and rushed home to hear you guys. That's our taxi driver, and he reckons that that's a really, really great tune. He's been listening to it during the week. So there's a good way to start, isn't it, with a compliment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome.
Hi Pat, thanks for having us in
That's
this
all
time
right.
of night. You know we're dangerous at this time of night.
Well, we know. You're due back in the home and all that, but it's
medication's wearing.
It wore off a long time ago. Over the last few years, we've been, the singles have been dribbled into us, and now it's complete and it's here. And are you happy? Are you glad it's done? And who's going to take that one? Tony.
Well, it's been a huge journey for everybody. We've put heart and soul into this, and grit and pain and scrappage and rust and shadows and all of those things. And it's been what's really emerged at the end, I think, is something we're really proud of. It's getting a good response. We're really delighted with the response to the record. Support's been phenomenal from home and overseas as well. So it's been a really, really great experience.
Well, the great thing is it's been picked up by Ace and it's been distributed by those guys. So there's a little bit of backing behind it, even though it is all completely self-financed, self-produced. And as you said, we're in a small studio here, small radio studio. We've only got 2 mics, and it's going to be fun when you start to play live. But you were saying, Tony, that the album was recorded in similar circumstances.
Well, in fairness to you, Pat, we did our sound check, and the setup here that we've come to with you is not unsimilar to what we've done all along, and we promised to sit around, Johnny, when we stay together, get the eye contact going, and just really spill the guts when it's necessary.
Okay. Well, listen, what I've got to do, the pressures of commercial radio, I'm going to take a break, and when we come back from that, you're going to play live. So what's the first tune we're going to get? We're
going to do a bit of Snake Oil Carnival.
Okay. I'll press the button and we'll be back in a sec.
Off the Record with Pat James.
Radio Nova.
Thanks, Pat. This is Snake Oil Carnival.
Snake Oil Carnival, when nothing's quite as it seems, and nothing's really rational, and everyone lives out their dreams. We got the little elixir bottles, they're full of darkness, they're full of light. Helps you sleep in the daytime, and makes you live in the night. Roll up, roll up, roll up, so people gather round, friends. Roll up, roll up, roll up, and there's no need to pretend. Traveling Snake Oil Carnival, the medicine show is in town. Taste the cure-all elixir, join the madman and clowns. Got the little elixir bottles, they're full of loving, they're full of light. Helps you sleep in the daytime and makes you live in the night. Roll up, roll up, roll up, so people gather round, friends. Roll up, roll up, roll up, and there's no need to transcend. My pilgrim friends, roll up and taste the future. It's time to make amend. Roll up to the big time. Roll up to the night. Roll up to the big time. Roll up to the night.
Live in studio, it's Off the Record, it's Radio Nova, I'm Pat James. That was Trouble Pilgrims, that was Snake Oil Carnival, that's the opening track on the new album. That was great.
Thank you.
That was really, really good. Pete, whilst you're there, I got a text in while that was on and said, "Hey Pat, it's Shane. Just wondering if you could give Pete a shout out on my behalf. He was one of my first year tutors in Ballyfermot when I was there. Love the music and delighted to hear them on the show."
Nice one, thanks. Go and buy the record now, will you?
It must be exam time or something.
Talking of buying the record, okay, do the spiel, do the business. Where is it available?
Steve.
Well, it's an independent label with Ace Records, so we put it into certain shops that we know are going to stock it, like Tower and Roller Coaster and Freebird. So, you go in there and you're going to get it. But a definite way to get it is to get it on Amazon or directly from Ace, and people all over the world can get it from Ace Records, and you can download it everywhere.
Okay. That makes it... So that's Tower, Freebird in Dublin, Roller Coaster down in Kilkenny,
yeah.
And online. Go on to...
Absolutely.
Great
Ace
stuff.
Records have it.
Great stuff. It is... seriously, I was a bit late coming to it, but I got my copy collected during the week. I'm not slagging you off, Peter. I'm not. But...
it's personal into your hands.
It was personal. It was in his pocket for a week, but I picked it up during the week. I must say, I really, really was enjoying it.
Thank you.
And no smoke being blown up anybody's ass here. It's just a really, really good record. To go back to your heritage, to where you came from, to where you are now. There's elements and there's elements, but this is a very, very fresh,
It's a
new
new
kind
band,
of sound.
new record. I mean, obviously, there's going to be fragments of all of our histories, not
Yeah,
just
yeah,
myself
no,
and
the-
Steve
yeah.
and Johnny, of all the bands we played in.
Yeah.
There's going to be bits and pieces there, because it's the 5 people with very different, same sort of attitude, but in terms of what we contribute musically, I think that's what makes it interesting for sure.
Yeah.
I think these times of Dark Shadows require something a bit more primal, a bit more punky, and that's what we've tried to do, get something that's got the energy levels back up to it.
Yeah, but it's not as though you're a band that still are dwelling in 77 and thinking of things that used to be. It's a very modern record.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
It's always
you know?
been modern, but it's old-fashioned in as much as we gathered round the drummer and we moved a bit of air around the studio, as opposed to layered everything using Pro Tools. I mean, it just squeezed the humanity out of it. What you hear is what you get. And there's no sort of auto tune on this record. That's for sure. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Some
it's
auto detune. But
yeah, exactly.
Just to say, Pat, that most of the takes on the record is the best of 3 takes in a studio, where you go, we'll go again, or we'll just go, and then we really left it at that. So it's pretty much live. I mean,
yeah.
Well, you just answered the next question I was going to ask. About that, yeah.
We're good, Pat. We're good.
That was another question I was going to The other thing, you're looking at the credits, and the songs are coming from all over, which is another good thing. I was talking to Tony earlier when he was the first to arrive, and we were talking about the songwriting thing, and how you're not just coming to the band with oh, I have a riff, oh, I have a line. You're nearly coming with something that's fairly well formed, and then offering it to the band to see, well, what do you think? Can we work with this? Is that the way it's happening? Am I close?
Yeah. Well, we have an expression when somebody brings a song, we then try to pilgrimise it to give it that particular sound where everybody's talents helps to bring that song to a different place. And that's what we try to do. It's a combination of everybody here. It's not just one person. It's a kind of complete throw, and we all work. I mean, as I said before, we did the very best we could do on those 3 days in the studio. We all came to the game and did really great work with it.
3 days, this.
3 days.
Not 3 months or 3 years. 3 days, folks. Okay?
Would the album be available in the USA via Amazon?
Yeah.
There you go. John and Philly was wondering, so now he knows.
Hi, John.
And there we go. What I'll do is play another one. This was one of the earlier singles. This is going back a bit. This is Instant Polaroid.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that.
In this city, in this town, such a long time ago, on a bridge, on a river, stood a man we didn't know. Instant Polaroid, instant Polaroid, instant Polaroid. Instant Polaroid, instant Polaroid, instant Polaroid. All that's left today is a vision face on a dark night, in a dark way, on some dark days.
That's a lovely touch, I think, at the end of that. Tony, instant Polaroid. Anybody who has lived in this city and has family who lived in this city over the last few years will know the story behind this when you tell it, but tell it.
Well, it's really, you know, again, I do, you know, there's no pressure, like, you know, songwriting, Chevron, holiday, all that kind of stuff behind you, like no pressure. But the truth of the matter is, like, you're trying to, you know, how can you pay a tribute to somebody who matters? And that song's a little bit about my dad, and it's a little bit about, like, trying to preserve a memory. And, you know, the Man on the Bridge legacy that's going on with the lads. They're on their second book now, and we still haven't chatted about it. But the fact is, you're seeing these pictures all the time of these, and I don't like to call them the ghosts of people who have crossed from the north side to the south side to the north side of the river. And Arthur Fields and his work and the legacy of his work. When I watched the documentary, I couldn't believe that he had his missus in the dark room, you know, printing up the shots originally, the original 10x8s with the ticket that you had to do. And then he went to the instant Polaroid. And that song it is. And I mean, it's just an amazing job by all the lads. I mean, Johnny, Brandon, Pete and Stephen, the theremin. It's a capture of a moment, of a photograph. It's a snapshot, and you're trying to preserve a memory, and that's what those shots do. And I love seeing, we follow the guys on the Man on the Bridge, and you keep on seeing, like, here's my mum and dad before they got married, here's somebody, and they keep on digging up these shots, and we absolutely love them. And that's what it's about. There's the sleeve, which is designed obviously by Stephen, has a picture of myself and my dad. I'm on the tricycle because we lived in the inner city back in those days. Brendan and his dad is on it, and Johnny and his dad is on it, and it's a great sleeve. So we've preserved that. I love it. It was recorded in Camden Studios with Conor Brady, again in a non unsimilar situation to Westland, and really proud of it, and I think it's a super job by the lads.
Yeah. No, I have the copy of the single at home, and I love the cover of it. As I said, I think you go into any house in Dublin and you'll find some of those photos around. They always, you know, and the thing I remember, you know, finding them kind of saying, "Who's that?" You know, and being told, and oh, really, you know. There's that connection, you know.
Well, I've tons of pictures at home of that, because, as I say, we lived in town. Pictures with my mum and myself in a pram, and, you know, we were close. We lived on Essex Street there for a couple of years, and we've plenty of those shots. But people have these shots and they love them, and they're really coming back. And it's turned out that Arthur Fields actually did such a service in terms of servicing a legacy in this city, and it's just such hard work by him and his wife. And I think they lived on the Hout Road, and it's an amazing job.
There you go. Well, that was an aside, and thank you. I enjoyed that. To go back to the album, live, playing, going out. You've all gone quiet.
Song, yeah, sure. Yeah. We'll do The Velvet Tongue, which is sort of a nod to Lou Reed, really. You know?
Oh, hold on. You've misunderstood me.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
When are you going to go out and play this stuff live?
Soon.
Okay.
We are hoping to release the album very soon on vinyl. And what we really want to do is a proper launch
Yeah.
gig with the vinyl when we have it. So we want to wait till that's all ready to go, and I think it'll be a super night. We are going to do a gig on 22nd December in the Grand Social, which is the Joe Strummer tribute night.
Yeah, the tribute night.
And we'll sort of mix in a few songs and a few old songs and that, but we want to launch it properly when we have everything in place.
Okay.
That'll be in the beginning of the
In
new year.
Whelan's somewhere, is it?
Whelan's probably in the new year, around beginning of February.
Okay, well, you'll keep in touch on that. Right, here's another one from the album then, Pete. Yeah?
Oh, this is me again.
This
right?
is you again. now. Come on.
This is me, so my power supply ran out there. This is called the Velvet Songs, and we'd like to dedicate this to Willie down in Roller Coaster. Okay. Song is out tonight to get your poet's soul, silver verse and golden prose. He likes to rock and roll. And when the morning comes, the makeup is on your bed. You can't remember a single word you said. Another crazy Saturday night, Saturday night, and you're crazy, and you're crazy. The dancing queen is out tonight to educate your mind with ruby lips and emerald eyes. She knows she looks divine. And when the morning comes, your makeup is on her bed. She can't remember a single word you said. Another crazy Saturday night, Saturday night, and you're crazy. Check it out, boys. This is Trouble Pilgrims on Radio Nova 100 FM. Pat James. Another crazy Saturday night, Saturday night, and you're crazy, and you're crazy Saturday night. Whoa, whoa, Saturday night. Whoa, whoa, Saturday night. Whoa, whoa, Saturday night. Whoa, whoa, Saturday night.
Off the Record with Pat James.
Radio Nova.
Cleopatra eyes, the darkest feelings will arise. I'm like a reborn sun on the upper moon. I'm gonna dance, dance, dance you to your queen, the queen of heartache. You're the queen, the queen of heartache. When I'm standing next to you, there's nothing I can say or do. I'm like a jukebox Johnny on a I got a people in my brain. You're the queen, the queen of heartache. You're the queen, the queen of heartache.
York City on an aeroplane, but I guess you like the sound of my guitar. The motorcycle jacket's gonna let you fall. You're the queen, she's the queen, the queen of heartache. You're the queen, she's the queen, the queen of heartache. Pop-up star on the TV screen, with the rocky girl of my dreams. I was $1 million hero in the budget store. I'm gonna knock on your door. You're the queen, the queen of heartache. You're the queen, she's the queen, the queen of heartache. You're the queen, she's the queen, the queen of heartache.
Off the record, Radio Nova, Queen of Heartache. That was Trouble Pilgrims. You know, I've never seen a band could evacuate a studio as quick as that.
It's near closing time.
Yeah, the gear's gone, boom, gone. That's years of experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. And it's near closing time. Listen, a text came in and said, "How are you lads? John Cummins here, listening to you while sitting beside the stove and having a glass of wine. Any chance of Long Way to the Sun?"
I've been asking you for that all afternoon. if that's the John Cummins we think it is, it's more than one glass of wine he's having. But that's a cracking song. Love playing it live. A great song to play. Always gets a great reaction. Won a Pete's.
So,
and that's all you're going to say? No, come on, Pete. You take it.
Yeah, well, like the overall theme of the album, to be honest, a lot of songs are sort of quite uplifting and quite full of energy. But when you dig a bit deep into them, I think it's like an onion almost. Like the layers will eventually reveal sort of things that you didn't realise at first.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of sort of serious issues that are put across in a way that people can easily absorb, and sort of the dark shadows thing. It's really life. Life under austerity has been quite depressing in many cases, and I think most creative people, in particular, of all of us in this room, creative people, we have one day where we think we can conquer the world, and the next day we just don't really want to get out of bed, and when you're putting your soul on the line, which you are doing every time you release a record, you're putting your heart and your soul. For some persons to come along and just rip it to shreds or inflate it, in some way. But that's the risk that you take in this business. Do you know what I mean? So it's about this particular song is really about strive. Look, when you're at that lowest point, is just looking for that little light and draw towards that light, and because you're going to be on the up. Just find that thing that will just snap you out of that that feeling and get you firing again.
Yeah.
So we all suffer that.
Oh yeah. And you don't
having a girl on the back of your motorcycle while you're doing it. You don't give it a bit of context.
You don't have to be creative to suffer like that.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. But I think we more than maybe it can really. I know
what you mean.
Down.
Yeah,
what he's really saying is we've suffered for our art. Now it's your turn.
No, I won't. I won't go there. Okay, one more. We've got time left, but do the spiel again. Where is the record available? Well, the record, you can get it online via Ace anywhere in the world. That's the main thing. Also through Amazon anywhere in the world. Okay, for physical copies, that's both physical copies and it's a download version. We're working towards hopefully, bring up a vinyl version. Maybe we'll see how it goes. There seems to be a demand for that. So I think it's a record will actually perfectly suit a vinyl release, to be honest, in terms of its duration and stuff like that, and the side A and side B. Yeah, I think that was the plan all along. So it's basically anywhere. It's anywhere and everywhere. There's no excuses, in other words. I mean, Ace have done a good job. The fact we got Ace on board wasn't by design. It was just literally by we just happened to mention that we had an album, and they said, "Can we hear it?" And we said, "Yeah." And they said, "Well, can we get involved in some way?" And we said, "Yeah." And so they got involved in terms of manufacturing, distribution, and that gave the album and the band a reach that we couldn't possibly reach on our own.
So, you know, Tony's got this great expression about, you know, in Ireland it's a bit like living in a fishbowl, you know, and we need to sort of reach out beyond that. You know, we have to think beyond that. You know, we have plans to try and maybe, you know, play abroad, maybe play in Europe. You know, just do things, you know, outside of Ireland as well. You know, because we all know, you know, if we suddenly got major coverage, say in say Holland or something like that, that's always good for you in your Irish career. You know? If they like in Holland, you must be good.
I mean, we had a working title on this at the beginning, just to say, was kind of debt ballots, because we've had a lot of health. There was a one-liner out there by David Bell, which was the best new old band in town, which we had, and I mean, you know, we've put up a lot of yardage on by threading the boards. But we had a working title because without going into it too much, we'd some serious issues in the band with health at certain points. We had to cancel sessions various places, and you know, we had this like almost compelling reason, because it was almost like the last recordings we would make. And when you put a gun like that to somebody's head, you start coughing up the best you can probably do. And I think that's it. So it was a working title of Death Ballads, which subsequently became Dark Shadows and Rust. But that was the gun we had to our head. Brandon and Stephen, and I'm just not going through it. We've all had our moments of, you know, that little tap on the door that says, you know what,
but we're all fighting fit now. We're actually regenerated now. We're focused. We're nice and fit.
And we're ready to go.
And we're ready to go.
The only thing is we're going to look like Daleks in the machines with our brains in the top of them, whatever.
Well, listen.
I mean, yeah, look, what is age? Like, you know, okay, we're older than most people. I tell you something. You know, if you listen to that record, it's to me, it sounds like a bunch of 8-year-olds having a great time. To be honest.
I was actually going to say that. Yeah.
Head,
no, it's
in my head. I'm still 18.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Yeah, and I refuse to go any higher. You know, it's not going to happen. You know, the body can fall apart, the hair is nearly all gone, but I'm staying there. Yeah, because I was happy then. You know, and I think it's an attitude as well. You know,
we just want to smash telecasters through iPads these days.
I'm going to play this. This is for John Cummins. Trouble Pilgrims and Off the Record on Radio Nova. It's a long way to the sun, especially this time of year. Dark Shadows and Rust is a new album. That's a cracking tune.
Yeah.
It really is, yeah. And they're all standing there nodding. Yeah. And by the way, when they do
Feeling
it,
pretty smug.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I'll tell you what it is. It is, 'cause you know I teach in Ballyfermot, right?
Yeah.
And I actually said to students, the songwriters, I said, you're not writing songs for yourself. Do you know what I mean? You're not writing songs for yourself. If you write a song for yourself, you just no one's going to be interested. When you're writing a song, you're trying to write it for almost like in a Buddhist way. Like you want as many people to hear it as possible. So write something that just sticks in their head. Or moves them in some way. It's not just for you. It's for everybody to hear. So that one is just let's get a bit of radio play track. It works. See if you're working. Yeah.
fair point.
But it's easily absorbed. That's the point. I think it's easily absorbed. It's not hard work to absorb it, and then hopefully, if it sticks, like I said earlier, the true meanings might sort of reveal themselves at some stage. Could be 5 years' time. Who knows?
Eddie McGrath sent me a PM and he said, "Brilliant band, Pat. Made me feel 18 again."
Good.
Say hi to Pete. And my friend Martin Cummins from the Boyne Delta, otherwise known as the Stone Cold Hobo. I'm in trouble because Martin comes in maybe once a year to play music for me, and he just sent me a message and said, "Full band, yay."
Yeah.
Actually, that's the first time we've had a full band all plugged in and playing in the
Thank
studio.
you, Pilgrim.
And thank you, Pilgrims. It was epic. It really was. And I thought, for such a small room, I thought it worked out really well. Listen, I've got 1 minute and 40 before I chuck yous out, even though yous are all nearly gone already. All the gear is gone.
I think Tony wants to do a little social network. So
well, it's not even that. I mean, it's about hard work always, and it's about bringing the expertise. Like, I mean, Stephen's done a great job on the sleeve. I mean, collectively, Pete's got an amazing experience in terms of production and studios, and we all share that with Brendan and Johnny and myself. We've been around the block enough in terms of studios to, I think, create a sonic experience. But the world has changed, of course, outside the door with social media and what we work with these days: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We all tap that along. So if you're interested in the band and you like what we're doing, go onto the Facebook page, Trouble Pilgrims. It's on Facebook, and that's where the info is, and that's where we'll play the game, because that's where the game is at. And we thank everybody for the support so far.
It's been amazing so far. I mean, it's really, I can't say how encouraging it's been. The positive reactions have been great.
I've got 40 seconds. I want to get this in. This came in by text. It said, "Beautiful definition of an artist. The vast majority of people don't bear their souls quite like the artistic. Trouble Pilgrims, kudos." And that came from Pat in Cabra. Talking about the great wide world. You just sold a copy of the album to a guy who's listening to me in France. So good evening to Herval.
Merci beaucoup.
There's a guy over in Philadelphia who's going to buy your album.
Thanks,
so
Pilgrim.
The way the world has just got so small, it's great.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Thanks for coming in, guys. I've got 15 seconds.
Thank you, Pat.
Keep in touch.
Thanks, Pat.
When the vinyl comes out and there's the big launch, we'll go out and we'll have a night out. Maybe you might come in again and we'll play tunes and do something. Absolutely. Now that we know the studio's set up, thank you so much. Go and buy the album.
Off the Record with Pat James.
Radio Nova.